Get your audience to binge watch your channel using a really easy narrative tool on the YouTube platform itself. I'm going to show you how to structure your YouTube content in such a specific way that not only will it help inform you on your next big video idea, but your next 5. I'm Tasha. I've been editing videos since before YouTube was even around. And over that time of the last 2 decades, it's been fascinating to watch how audiences expect professional level presentations to occur culturally over that time. And if you're interested in those professional insights, be sure to give me a subscribe, make sure the bell icon is turned on, and I'll show up in your feed. That way we can help your channel grow. In this video, I'm going to give you just 3 steps to get you started. Step 1, identify the problem that your audience is having. Most other YouTube growth advice channels that I've seen say solve a person's problem is true. However, I believe that an audience's problem is never one-dimensional. Why would it be? If I ask a single question of how do I do this thing, there is inevitably like 6 to 9 other strings I need to follow and figure out in order to make it work. So why would this be different for your audience? More than understanding the problem, you have to be the person that can promise your audience some method of transformation. I have this book on my desk. It's called Launch by Jeff Walker. Jeff makes a really interesting point when it comes to looking at being in the shoes of somebody that you want to help. As an example here on TribeStack, my offer of transformation is as you listen to my advices on clever ways that you can use the YouTube platform to benefit your small business, that I am able to give you all the quick methods so that you are equipped to go handle those problems. Jeff gives a really interesting example of how you could put your mind frame behind this. As an example, if someone bought a plane ticket to go to Disney World, they didn't buy the plane ticket because of the joy of getting on the plane. They're excited by the plane ticket because of the destination of where they get to go. When you make a promise to somebody, you got to be Disney World and keep Disney World in mind, even though the mechanics of what gets you to Disney World, the plane ride itself, are all of the advices that you're giving on YouTube. Those ways that you solve those little problems along the way so they can get to the destination. Step number 2, use your end cards. Now, this is not a very new piece of advice. End cards have been around for some number of years. It's a way to help make fun new suggestions to your audience of maybe you'll like this video, maybe you'll like this. If your end card is not architected and even nested inside of the content of the video you just filmed, it's kind of like, I hope I see you again. No. Guide them into the next thing. And then you have the next problem solution as a video. Then you've just got this chain of problem solution, problem solution, problem solution that isn't really themed. It's just kind of like an endless pull of problems. And that means I'm never going to have a destination as your audience member. So how do we solve that? We're going to marry step 1 and step 2 to identify everything we need to do in step 3. This is why I have created the method called the content stack. Not only does it solve the micro problems of your audience member, but they all feed into a macro problem that they are having as a life experience. Let's say that you are a mommy blogger YouTube person where your specialty is helping to guide new moms, especially on their first babies. This is a problem that their audience is having. My baby's teeth are growing and I know kids are supposed to brush their teeth. At what point should this matter to me as a mom? You're going to sit down and map out the normal thought process for a person experiencing this problem. What are the exact steps they would need to take in order to have the promise of transformation? So these are the steps that I wrote out. Do I even know that my baby needs this yet? Okay, well, let's say the answer to that's yes. How do I find the right pediatric dentist? My kid's never done this before, and I know they have a history of having meltdowns. How do I get through this? Then the next step is, okay, we made the appointment. It's the big day. We are at the dentist. How do I make sure it goes smoothly? Then the last step is aftercare tips. This is a lifestyle change for my kid. He's going to have to brush his teeth from here on out, right? This is the natural path from the main question of someone who's asking, what should I do about my toddler's growing teeth? What I want you to do with this is after you have written down all of these steps, you are going to map out the inverse of the audience's problem. Your video is the solution to the stepped problem they have. So take a look at this. Do I know my baby needs a dentist yet? Well, let's give them a video that says, what are the signs my baby's teeth needs brushing? How do I find the right dentist? Here's the best tips to figure it out. Well, I've made the appointment, but I know my kid's not ready yet. What are the top 5 things that you can do before you get there? Step 4, they made the appointment, they're going to the dentist. How do I keep my kid entertained? Aftercare. What are Amazon finds to take care of my baby's teeth? Because this is a full lifestyle change. Your child's never been used to brushing their teeth. They're going to have to keep doing it forever. That's what I mean by a content stack. You are going to take a single problem and you are going to break that out into many problems, and you are going to be your audience's solution. So like I said, this isn't your next one big video. This is your next 5. And while you might be tempted to put all of these steps into a single video, don't do that. It might not even address the single problem that parent is having. What if your audience member already has a dentist picked out? They're just worried about how their kid's going to react. Then they're only going to need video 3. So why would you stuff that into the middle of a single video? I'm excited for you. This probably means you've already got some good ideas brewing of, oh, that's what my audience needs. I write down the steps of what it takes to get what they want and break them out into individual videos. Here's the next challenge. These individual videos, how do you structure them in a storytelling and narrative way to keep someone engaged? I talk about all of those storytelling methods over here.